I'm going to sneeze. Oh my God. Bless me. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Indulge Me. It's me, Stacey. How are you? How was your week? Tell me everything. Literally tell me everything. I want to know. I feel like summer is on super drive, running away, and I'm not ready for fall. I'm not ready for fall. I mean, I love fall. She's done nothing to me because I love a light jacket. I love a blazer. Like, she does everything for me. But right now I feel like I'm in my summer groove. Like I said last week, I just went to a cottage. I just got back. I'm in the chaos and the dirt and the bloat of a cottage. Such a nice, getting away in the water. I'm heading off to another one this weekend. I know. I'm feeling very lucky. Very nice. But I'm excited to catch you all up because it hasn't so much happened. Doesn't everything just keep happening? So much happening, you can't even keep up with it. Okay? I literally, almost every morning, wake my boyfriend up with a new fact I have learned about the world. He was still sleeping and I was like drinking my coffee and like scrolling like a crazy aunt from Facebook, like on my TikTok and all the things. And I just grabbed him and I was like, you've got to wake up. There's something called alligator Alcatraz. No one should be waking their boyfriend up with wake up. There's a new prison called alligator Alcatraz. And it's named that because there's alligators around. Truly insane stuff we're living in here. Truly. And listen, we're only 2 minutes into the pod. We got to ease in, I realize. But goddamn, you can't even keep up. It happens so fast. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, know I'm right there with you. I am right there with you. It's too much all at once. And I know that that's the point, but God damn it. Goddamn full hell. What the hell? It's too much. I got to contend with just disarray. Regardless, we're all expected to sort of handle the overwhelming chaos that is happening in the world and also keep up on Love Island. How? Love Island's every day. I am so behind on Love Island. I don't even know what to do. It's chaos. It's insanity. I know I was talking about getting to Casa Amor. I'm not even there yet, babes. I'm not even there yet because I'm still processing the alligators. That's not what summer's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be Love Island focused. Will they, won't they? Too much. It's too much. Ooh, speaking of sort of reality TV, I know I usually talk about that at the end, but breaking freaking news while I was coming to the office today, and that is that Brock cheated on Scheana while she was pregnant.
I'll tell you how I'm doing. Not well, bitch.
Can you even? I mean, is literally anyone surprised? No. But gasp nonetheless. Scheana apparently is coming out with a memoir, to which bravo Scheana. I guess all that glitters is gold. But she's coming out with a memoir, and this is an excerpt she sort of put out to tease the book. And that is that Brock admitted to her like 2 years, I guess like from when she was pregnant. I don't know how old her daughter is, but while she was pregnant, he was like, I have to come clean. Like 2 years ago, I did cheat on you. Because when the scandal of it all came out, there was all of these like blind items coming out that Brock also slept with Raquel, which who's to say? But he sat her down and was like, there's a lot of fake stuff coming out, but I fear there might be something real coming out. And that is that I had a girlfriend in San Diego while you were pregnant, living with me in San Diego. What a dog. What a dog. You can't trust a man in a sensible heel. You really can't. Brock is always dancing around these pool parties in a crocodile leather with a modest heel. You can't trust a man like that. Not that because he's wearing a heel, but because he's wearing the heel but pretending he's just that height. That's my problem with it. Wear the heel, but don't act like you're 5'7". Put respect on the crocodile leather. That's what got you there. You're 5'4" at best, and you're a piece of garbage. I can't with that. I cannot with that. And like, again, like she stayed with him, and then he was like brutal to like his family in Australia, for which he also has 2 kids, and kind of often refers to his daughter with Scheana as like the do-over in a sense. Dark stuff. Vanderpump will always give it to you, and it's always going to be dark, and it's always going to be nasty. I can't believe that. And again, when I say I can't believe that, obviously we know I can't believe it, but osh gosh, oh my gosh, you know? How do you stay with somebody like that? How do you stay with someone like that? Let me say it again. How do you stay with someone like that? And I know how you do, because we've all been with shit guys, and we've all done that. And, you know, I understand that's very complicated, and you have a kid. I mean, you know, I had 2 dogs, and sometimes that takes a while to still break up. Because you go, well, what's going to happen to the dogs? And then you figure it out. But I know how hard that can feel. Thinking about you, Scheana. Okay? We're going to get you on Dancing with the Stars. Actually, is she on Dancing with the Stars? I have to check. So, like I said, I did go to a cottage, and I got bit to shit by the black flies. Isn't that so fun? Bit to absolute garbaggio shit. All up the legs, it's on the ankles, it's on the arms, you know. There's just, you become such a dirt bag when you go to a cottage. Like, I wish you guys could have seen me packing my swimsuit cover up and my cute little pajamas I was going to wear. And it's like I wore some beaten up Lululemon shorts and whatever dirty t-shirt I could find for 3 days. I mean, you just become a dirt squirrel, you know? When you go to a cottage, it's really something else, but nothing beats it, you know? And I can tell that I really need it, because I wonder if I'm the only one here on this one, but when life becomes like simply too much, I start getting on Zillow and I start looking up cottages to which I will escape into the woods. Like when life becomes too much, I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to adopt some big old country dogs, and I'm going to escape to the woods and live off the land, and I will never be bothered again. And I feel like this is the week of that sort of feeling, because there's something in the air. And the tarots were telling me this would be coming, but, you know, there'd be like some chaos, but I am just dreaming about the escape. Having a garden, making tea, slowly kayaking in the waters. I kayaked at the cottage I was at, and I swear to God, I'll stop bringing this up because there's nothing more annoying than someone going, well, when I was at the cottage, but when I was at the cottage, this was the first time I kind of did a solo kayak, like in a small one, and the water was calm. And off I went into the waters. And I thought, I could be this woman. I could have a Honda CRV with sort of a big dog who's chill, who likes to paddleboard with me, head out the window, you know, us going for long hikes. We're not scared because I've got the big dogs with me. We walk home. I make sort of a meal from scratch. Basil from the garden, a little oregano, tarragon, whatever. Dill always makes a salad beautiful. And I make my little dinner, and I have my little podcast playing in the background. Candlelit, the dogs around the cabin, and I watch the sunset. You know, I'm in a robe, sort of a rustic robe. I close while the sun leaves me, and I await the next day. Is there anything better than that? No. I need to be taken to the woods. I need to be taken to the woods. And not to be this person, but I've had it with the men. This is a week where there's just been too many men fully being men. And I can't do that. I don't want to do that. Because why do women have to have feelings where we feel the feelings and have to discuss the feelings and unpack the feelings? And the men go, you're crazy. I've never felt that a day in my life. Feeling, dealing, unpacking, evolving, not for me. It's the men, they're sending me to the woods. They're sending me to the woods. And I encourage you, if you're listening to this and you're fighting with your significant other or you're in an argument, just say, you're sending me to the woods. And I might never return. I might never return. My boyfriend found this YouTube channel yesterday of this man in Newfoundland who found an abandoned or like bought an abandoned house on a piece of land on an island off Newfoundland. And it's like only boat access, completely abandoned. And he is rebuilding it from scratch to build like a homestead farm. And he's doing that with the love of his life, of course. And before you ask, yes, her hair is thick and her skin is gorgeous. It is so fair, and yet she's always outdoors. Like, I need the skincare routine. Is it joy? Is it freedom? Is it the woods? I do believe it is. Her skin is simply even, no pores, soft. I can only assume. And I think I was watching it and I was like, this is what it's like in the woods. That is what is missing from our skincare routine. I truly believe is the woods. But this couple with their dog who like boats on choppy waters and is completely calm. Like, I can't even get my dog to sit down in the back of my Fiat. Okay. But there they are with this gorgeous, like almost model-like dog on a boat or hopping on an ATV, hopping on a snowmobile in a winter jacket, a rustic dog. He ate a bunch of smoked salmon and he didn't have diarrhea. Okay. A friend of mine gave my dog 2 pieces of bacon and he shit for days. Couldn't handle it. You know, it's a delicate life. So I know I'm not ready for the woods yet, but they are a calling. And this YouTube channel is amazing. I have to find actually the name of it because let me find it for you. It's called Skote Outdoors, Skote Outdoors on YouTube. The first video is an hour and there's something about it. There's no music, but it's tranquil. And this man is wonderful, adorable. I really like him. He's so knowledgeable and he's just beautifully restoring this like 100-year-old home in Newfoundland on a rock with the woman he loves. My God. What a dream. What a dream. There's something interesting though about going away with friends or whoever when you go away. It's like, who do you become? What kind of person are you when you go away? And it becomes kind of a self-reflective time, I feel like. Like, I love to cook, but the idea of like cooking for a group is so stressful to me. Like, what if they don't like what I like? Like, I'm going to sit there and not enjoy the meal. Luckily, I have beautiful friends who love to cook and are so incredibly talented, like beyond my capabilities. Like, they understand and respect and cherish different cuts of meat. They understand it. They know what they need. And so to them, I say, go forth. Be the cooks. I shall be the clean. But I also bring the cocktails. Okay. I am a drinks girl. Mocktail or cocktail, I will provide. So that's who I become. Okay. I want to hand you a drink. I want to sit down beside you. I want to ask what's going on. You know, I'm the chatter. I'm the cocktails and I'm the chatter. And that is what I bring to a group situation. I can't handle the food. But I was making Caesar's gorgeous margaritas. They needed work. I did fail on the marg train, but they got me there. They certainly did. And the wines, of course, but I just was a little bartender, bit bopping around. Not that anyone needed that because there's some beautiful mixologists in the group, but it really got me thinking like what I bring to the function and what stresses me out about the functions because you know, they're not stressful, but it's just like, you know, it's also really a good check-in, I think, when you go away to see what everyone's sort of pajama situation is. And that might seem like an odd thing to say, but some people have beautiful sleepwear. When I have a friend who's so gorgeous, woke up with a robe, like just a loose, like she had her pajamas on, but with robe. And I thought, why don't I give that to myself? I go to night with robe. I get out of the bath robe, shower robe, but I don't wake up wistfully with like a linen robe. And I'm going to become that woman. I'm going to escape to the woods and I'm going to drape myself in a morning linen. And I dare any of you to come at me. You couldn't. Why? Because I have wood dogs. I'm in the woods with my dogs, big guys. So be careful. If you're watching the podcast, I am in gym wear. So this is the look today. She's sun-kissed. She's bitten to shit. And she did go to the gym today. They took footage of it. There was footage of me working out. That's always humbling, but when a Gen Z puts a camera in front of you, you can't be scared. You have to show that you're brave. You have to be brave, Something I think I'm toying with this week that I wanted to unpack was, and a lot of friends of mine are saying this, and people like I'm chatting with this summer, it feels like change is in the air. I can't describe it. It feels like a real summer of change. And not always in a bad way, but it's really getting me to face my idea of change. Last week I was talking about, should I have kids? Should I not want to have kids? And that's a part of it. I am so deeply scared of change. And it was really making me think that in many ways, I think I'm scared of change and evolving because the fear, obviously, that like people won't come with you. You know what I mean? Like the fear of doing what you want to do. But let me get this straight. I'm all over the place. I think the majority of like my sort of internal struggle on this issue is like, there are things I want to do in my life that I would be scared to do because I'd be fearful I would have to do it alone. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would want to escape to the woods, of course. We know that I want to go to the woods. But then you're like, oh, who would visit? And people would and all that kind of stuff. But, or it's like, maybe you want to have kids, but it's like, will you lose friends? I want to travel, but like, is anyone going to come with me? And I think it's taken me a long time to get to this place in my life where like, I'm finally at 39, really starting to establish like wants and needs that are personal, that are outside the wants and needs of other people. And I don't mean the people I'm referring to are forcing that upon me. I'm giving them that. I'm giving them, all of the control over my choices. And they don't want that. And they don't even know that they have that. But then I rebel against that. I've given them all my choices. And then I rebel when I don't feel so fulfilled and satiated. And I think I was like looking out of the water at the cottage and I was like, I feel so like, I know this is so like woo, but I love being near the water. There's something very calming about it. I really love the idea of, I really feel like the water is healing. I know, but I really do. So I get so, emo near the water and I really just like and I really do just like daydream, classic Pisces, daydream about what the ideal life is. And I think I came to the realization this weekend that like I am holding myself back from doing the things that I want to do because I'm putting too much of my life in other people's hands. There's people I know in my life who like, I'll call them or text them and be like, where are you? And they're like out at a bar by themselves, having a glass of wine and dinner and reading a book. Can you imagine? That's beautiful. How many nights have I like sat on my couch and maybe wanted to go do something or put on a little eyeliner and have a night? And I had to text around to friends, is anyone around? Anyone around? And then you just kind of go, okay, well, I guess I'll just have this like weird tuna from my cabinet and I'll watch Love Island because as you know, there's a lot to catch up on. But I could just take myself out. I could just get on my finest Old Navy pieces and get out the door and go to that Eastside Mario's. Eastside Mario's, of course, is a metaphor, but if it was available in Toronto, you know I would be dipping a toe. Endless soup and salad, bread. This is completely a sidebar, but I feel like you need to know this about me. The first time I ever had seafood linguine was at the Eastside Mario's in Alliston, Ontario. I was a teen. You couldn't tell me anything. I looked at that server. I said, and I'll be having this seafood linguine. I was woman. Okay? You couldn't tell me anything. I might as well have had a blazer on and full on pumps. Strut into that Eastside Mario's, and I'll be having the seafood linguine. And keep the bread coming, please. Thank you. Ugh. Loved it. Tomato based, not white sauce. Eastside Mario's respects. I can't believe I survived that meal. I mean, no offense, Eastside Mario's, but Alliston, Ontario, there's no way that stuff's fresh. Where's it coming from? Ontario. I've been to the East Coast. I've been ruined on seafood here in Toronto. I mean, there's still good seafood, don't get me wrong, but you got to know and you got to find. I had sushi last week that rocked me, covered in mayo. I was disgusted. I couldn't eat it. I was repulsed. I was like, I feel like this is what pregnancy feels like. Completely repulsed. I was pissed off to the max. I couldn't believe the atrocity. I thought I was getting crispy rice with salmon and avocado. Simple. No, absolutely gooed up. Gooed to the max. Watching my boyfriend eat that, it made me mad. I had to pick a fight. I had to release. I had to find a release. I was too full to like actively run, but I needed a full release based on how much of that mayo I was seeing. I couldn't consume. I had to ask for an extra roll just so I could leave slightly satiated. And the salmon avocado did not provide. It did not provide. Truly unbelievable. But I digress. That's sort of my, sort of emo thought of the week is I'm really trying to visualize what I want from my life. And I know that that's probably like my 40s knocking, being like, we're coming, bitch. We're coming for you. What do you want? Who do you want? Where do you want to go? Who do you want to be? Who do you want around you? I do feel like there's a 39-year-old puberty that is happening. It really is. It really feels that way. Because I felt like this at 29 as I was entering my 30s. I always say this to people who are in their 20s, probably against their will, and they don't want me to say this, but I must. For me, again, Pisces, Libra rising. Okay, makes sense. But 27, I felt like was the most exciting year in many ways. Like you see the 30s kind of close, but not too, and you start like looking around at your life, going, what's working, what's not working. 28 is when you make the choices and start like, really making change based off your 27 perceptions. You lose friends, maybe you change jobs, and it's like you're kind of getting your shit together. And then 29 hits and 30's right there. And that's where choices are made and mania begins. And you're kind of fighting 30, even though you know it's inevitable. And then you hit 30s and you figure it out. And I know I'll figure it out in my 40s. And I'm not upset to age. Like, I think there's a lot of upsetting things that come with aging. As my grandmother said before she passed, there's simply no dignity or grace, which is, a whole other thing. But I think it's a privilege. I mean, I have always adored women in their 40s and 50s, like older women. I've always adored. I've always wanted to be. And now I am. But now I'm like, okay, bitch, like, let's get it together. Like, what do you want to be? Who do you want to be? How? It's time. Make the change, So it's like, you want to escape to the woods? Get there. Get there. You want to do this? Do it. And do it now. What do you think? What are you overthinking about? I'm the type of person who's like, if I'm upset or I feel hurt or I feel any type of way about something, sorry, I'm getting distracted by you. If you're listening to this, you'll be like, shut up. But there's listen, I didn't properly do my lighting today. So there is a bit of a shadow, but I think we can all move on and just be kind of adult about it. But, now I've lost what I was saying. Oh my God. What was I saying? See, this is the ADHD. Like, the idea of aging doesn't scare me at all. I mean, what comes with aging does, but like, I'm not scared to be like, oh, I'm 40 years old. Like, I think I'm kind of at peace. well, I'm sure that comes in waves, but like, I don't think I would want to be 20 again because I wouldn't want to lose the perspective that I have now. You know, I was happy. There was happy moments, you know, there was chaotic moments, but I wouldn't want to relive those, I don't think. And I'm excited by what comes with getting older. I love my friendships. I feel like they're way more intimate. I feel like the conversations we have are a lot stronger. And then there's some friendships where that's not the case and the drift begins. Or they become sort of outside friends and the inner circle becomes a little bit closer. And I think that that's okay too. And that's healthy too. All of your friends don't need to match every sort of need that you need. And I think that was a big realization for me in the last couple of years. Is like you can have great friends and you can have social friends and you can have work friends and like they can all mean different things and you can enjoy all of them. Where like you're in high school and you're like, if you're not my best friend, you're nothing to me. Like it doesn't need to be that big and it doesn't need to be that intense. But okay, I remember what I was going to say. I'm the type of person that when I have a feeling like I'm upset or I'm hurt or I'm angry or I want to do something, like, whatever that may be, I have to call like a million friends to see if it's okay to have that feeling or if it's okay to do the thing that I want to do. Like something kind of maybe indulgent, like buy a Peloton after my divorce, and it is rightfully so that I asked around and everyone knew I was buying one anyways. And some people said maybe pump the brakes. And to that I said, I don't think so, but I had to say it out loud. But I seem to always have to ask permission to do things. And I am so jealous of the people who just go off and do it. They just take the leap. They just move to the country, take the wild job, adopt the dog, do the thing. Like I'm sitting back going, oh, I'm waiting for permission. And it's like, that's never going to happen. And who are you asking it from? Who's going to say yes? Your spirit guide? Well, you don't know because you keep falling asleep during the YouTube tutorial. So you don't know them. Just do it yourself. I'm trying to push myself to stop looking for permission to feel the thing and do the thing. I think it's just because I don't trust the response, but that's a whole bigger thing and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I really need to start trusting my wants and needs. Building the standards and practices of my own life, not based on anyone else's. Because when I'm in the woods, when I am forced to flee to the woods, I'm only going to have myself. So adopt the dogs. You need them. You need them, honey. There's this dog I found on Pet Finder. Stop. I already know. I need to get off the Pet Finder. I talked on a podcast about one dog I found called Beefy Buns. He found a home, thank goodness. What a beautiful baby boy. My senior dog, Vic, he's not doing so hot. The senior guys, the senior girls, the senior days, they come with complications always. And this is a really tricky time. Burger went, he was downhill for a long time. And that is all consuming. So I was like, I cannot get another dog right now. Vic needs the support. He needs all hands on deck. But, when the low-grade edible hits and we're in robe with an ice-cold electrolyte water under the covers and we're on the iPad, the devil's work begins. And there I am, beep, beep, booping on the Pet Finder. And I have found some delicious gems. Delicious gems. Right now there's a dog named Chewy. He's a corgi mix with this sort of spaniel, and he looks like a pug. He looks like a little tiny pug with a derp face. He reminds me of Berg. And I am obsessed with him. He is 7 pounds of derp. 7 pounds of derp. I deserve 7 pounds of derp. And I'm just like, oh, would it be too complicated? Apparently he's a really nice boy. But do I want to bring that chaos into my life? See, I'm looking around. I'm looking for advice. I'm sure some people are listening and saying, don't get the dog, Stacey. But what if it's fine? And what if it's okay? Maybe I deserve Chewy. Okay, maybe Chewy needs to join the group. And it's not perfect, but it's me and it's true. But I don't trust what I've just said. Do you see the cycle we've got ourselves in? It's a wild thing. Do I get the dog? I'm going to do an insert picture of the dog. I think a lot of us are going to say he's undeniable. And I would be lying if I said I didn't already put in an application, but my boyfriend does not know. Regardless, guys, we're choosing chaos and quiet. This guy on YouTube, I don't know, again, if it was the soft edible really getting me philosophical, but there's something so incredibly impressive that he does this. He just bought this I mean, he has the skill set. Like, I couldn't do that. I mean, he's underneath the house fixing the foundation and telling me what kind of wood it is and how that's rotted. And he puts a support beam on one floor to the next floor to reinstate the top floor so he can get the stuff out. I mean, his skill set is unbelievable. And he's also a brilliant filmmaker, which is, also that. But like, he had the skills, he had the want, he had the need. Sorry, guys, I fear my technology is failing me. It really is. Corrupt card, full card, who knows? So I am going to end it there until I figure this out, but I'll be back next week. And again, for the people who are sending comments and reviews to the pod, just know it really means the world to me. Like I was saying last episode, starting something new. I'm pushing past the embarrassment. I'm putting out the clips. Like, everyone's been really kind and generous. And so if you are having a good time here, of course, a review. Again, I know you're busy. I know the seafood linguine is getting cold, so don't rush. But if you have the time for a little review, we love to hear it here. And by we, I mean just me. But yeah, I'm just in my little emo quandary. So if you're feeling that too, message me below or send me a little message, a voicemail, of course. If you do want to send me a voicemail, if you have recommendations, advice needed or to give or whatever, a thing that you'd like to have discussed, you can send me a voicemail. The link is in the audio description and the video description. I adore you all, and I can't wait to talk to you after my second cottage. Like, what will the water bring? What will the water bring? I adore you. I'll see you next week. Bye.